Coming up on Talk is Cheap, we take a call from Joel from Arizona, who's requested I research Area 52. Is there alien back engineering going on at these facilities? Let's find out on Talk is Cheap. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Another edition of Talk is Cheap, where cheap is talk and talk is cheap. Now, don't forget to join us over on our podcast. We got Apple Podcasts, we got Google Music, we got DTube, and we got BitChute, which are all good alternatives because YouTube is high on censorship. And will things change? I sure as hell hope so, because you can't have all that control. But joining me today on my left is Pete Halbleib. How are you?
How's it going, Dano?
Good, good, good.
Good, awesome. I'm kind of tentatively preparing.
Tentatively
preparing for the YouTube migration. If they continue on with their bullshit, they're not going to have many people want to post stuff.
That's all they need is to get ad revenue, because I think BitChute is a very good alternative, but there's no way to make any money off of it right now.
Yep. Yeah, and you're right. You're absolutely right. YouTube wants the cat videos and the music videos and
there's you can't be any it's getting terrible. It's like they want so much control, and it's like, oh, if anybody finds it offensive, we can't have that on there.
Well, I can choose to be offended about a lot of things if I want to be.
And then where does it stop?
It doesn't, unfortunately.
I said they should just let it free speech as long as they're not threatening to kill anybody. It's fine. That's how it used to be. Everything used to be that way.
Yeah, people used to care about the Constitution of this great country.
Yeah. Now it's like, you hurt my feelings, so no.
Yeah, right.
And joining us from over in Ohio, none other than Mr. Sharid Hall.
Hey, what's going on, Dan? How you doing, Pete?
Not too bad.
Doing well. Glad you could join us again.
Thank you. I'm glad too.
Dusty couldn't make it. I texted him and I didn't get any response, so I said, "All right, Sharid, you're feeling it.
You're up to bat."
Yeah, that's right. You make a great pinch hitter, and we will miss Dusty, but we're glad to have you on board for this episode.
But our next episode, I got a really, really special guest that I'm excited for, so you guys will have to.
I can't wait.
Sit and listen for that. That's
I can't wait.
Yeah, love surprises.
But let's go ahead and get the calls. We got a few they called into the call-in number here. This is
sweet. Our
hotline number. That's 256-510-5234. That's 256-510-K2D4. Leave a message. Say it hi, topic suggestion, anything and all, bitch and complain, whatever you want to do, folks. Keep it to a minute or less. I have a call here from Paul, and he's in Canada.
Ooh, international. Exciting.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Paul Rotley. I'm contacting you from Canada. I'm a clairvoyant psychic, and I happened to run into your video yesterday, accidentally actually, what happened to disclosure in the comment section. I have added a YouTube video for you to receive, and what it is, it's UFO disclosure by the Canadian government. So please have a look, and thank you so much. And I'm so glad I ran into your channel. Take care.
Well, thank you, Paul.
From Canada. Yeah. Peace, love, and light.
Peace to you.
Yes, thank you.
So the video he was talking about was Paul Hellyer testifying at the UFO Congress.
Oh, the ex-Department of Defense guy for Canada.
Yeah, we covered him. I think it was on episode 3.
But that's worth it.
I don't think I'm too familiar.
Well, that's great. And for those other folks out there that aren't familiar, check it out. Or if you don't want to go to the disclosure video, if you haven't seen that yet, watch that. But Google Canadian government UFO disclosure, and they've got this guy out there. Well, this is years ago too. Now,
his testimony was at 2013, so that was a while ago.
Yeah.
And the Disclosure Project was 2001.
Yeah,
it's like this stuff's been out of the bag. It's been out for so long. We should have really had something big happen.
Yeah,
right.
And Mexico came out. Their government said that yes, there's unidentified flying objects in the sky. We don't know what they are. I don't get why people just.
And then we had the Tom DeLonge thing, and it's just like it's disclosed, but it's not. It's really weird.
Yeah, it is. And people, I think it's this cognitive dissonance that people get. It just doesn't fit with their worldview of life and what they were indoctrinated to think. So they just put their hands over their ears and do like, nah, so they can't hear it. It just makes me pissed off.
In Ohio, how's the people over there? Are they pretty ignorant to this stuff, Sharid?
It's more or less, there's got to be something out there, but they don't really get into it, Right. Every time I bring it up and try to start the conversation, they'll just agree with me, and it's kind of like they're just tuned out. They're pretty ignorant and closed-minded.
And that's the way they want to be, I guess.
Keep up the conversation, though. If you can win over one or two people here and there, eventually millions will be out there. And I mean, we probably already have millions out there that want the disclosure and already, believe in it.
I think if people know what it means, like how the world would change, and there'd be really no need for a monetary system. It's just like, wow,
war could just go away.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, jeez, war, yeah.
So we got another call from Joel from Arizona.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Joel from Arizona. I was wondering, you guys talked about the Dolce Base, Area 51, and other bases like that, but you guys haven't talked about Area 52. I think that should be a subject, because I've been told it's real, but I'm not sure. So, yeah. All right, have a good day, you guys.
And then he called again to clarify his point. He had some couple good points here.
Hey, this is Joel again from Arizona, talking about the Area 52 subject. The reason why I think it is real is because, or it may be real, is because I've heard from a friend who's in the Army. He told me, but he could be blowing smoke up my ass. Who knows? But this is what he said. He told me that Area 51, although it is real, it is just a front for Area 52. And then when I looked it up, because I never even heard of Area 52, but I looked it up on Google, and I found out the place does exist. So can you guys do some further research on it, please?
So Area 52, yeah, that's what Joel was saying. He said he heard some rumors. He had a buddy in the Army that said, hey, Area 51 is just a front for Area 52. And if you think about it, what a great tourist trap, right? Or whatever, they discovered Area 51 wasn't discovered until or wasn't acknowledged until like people like started taking photos of it and saying it's here.
Right.
And now
they finally had to admit it.
Yeah, and now what if they've made it into this like conspiracy Disneyland thing where come out, you can check it out, we'll fly some aircraft around, but now over here is where they've moved all the important stuff.
So yeah, this was real interesting. So this will be my topic today. I researched Area 52. So really
very cool.
Right away when you search it, Tonopah Test Range comes up, and then also
what was that called?
Tonopah Test Range.
Tonopah.
Yeah, however you want to say it.
Yeah, okay.
So the Tonopah Test Range, when you Google search it, it's in Nevada. There's also, because this is the thing, you research Area 52, there's so many people that said this is Area 52, this is Area 52, this is Area 52.
Oh, kind of like Atlantis, right? It's all over.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
UFO Hunters also did an episode on Area 52, and they said it was the Dugway Proving Ground, and that one's in Utah. So I looked into both of them. I looked into the Tonopah Test Range and Dugway Proving Ground.
Okay, both are allegedly have been cited as being Area 52.
Yep. So the Dugway Proving Ground, this was created in World War II. It was the fourth largest military base in the U.S. It's 85 miles southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah. And basically, it's used as a test weapons for biological and chemical. That started in 1942. 800,000 acres. So the size of Rhode Island. And they have Janet flights come in. So people that work there, bring them in on a plane. They can get off.
Commuter flights then for
just
work.
Like Area 51.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like,
and these are the same planes that got the red strip.
They don't make chemical weapons no more, right? Like, that's illegal. So that would be perfect for, I mean, I'm sure they do, right? But that would be perfect. Like, okay, we don't make these weapons no more, so we can use this facility for this now, Area 52. We just move it all over.
Yeah, absolutely. And interesting thing is this place here has the highest restricted up airspace.
Oh, really?
Out of any military base around.
So yeah, what do they usually? Do you know offhand what they usually restrict for altitude above military?
I don't.
I'm not sure.
It's
either,
at least 30,000 feet, right?
Yeah, that comes to me. I'd like to.
You for sure really can't fly a plane over it. You'd have to.
Yeah, you'd have to be in low orbit to get over this restricted airspace. Huh, that's interesting too. Isn't it funny how the government can own the air?
That's what
you?
pisses me off. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How can they do that?
You own the house, but you don't own the minerals or the airspace. And you can't collect rainwater. I hate it.
So defense contractors, they have defense contractors to work on allegedly black project. Now, here's an important thing. They have private contractors come in here, and they're not accountable to Freedom of Information Act requests. And that's what's so important.
Sure, right? It's only government agencies that are.
Correct. So one of the private contractors is Boeing. That's one that is admitted. That's the only one I could find that was admitted to working at Dugway.
And Boeing's got their fingers in all sorts of UFO military weaponry stuff, and Lockheed Martin's another one.
Yep, absolutely. So here's some of the military tests involved in human exposure to biological and chemical agents and other intriguing titles. So these are the titles of all the crap that was going down. And one of those was Operation Bellwether, which was the weaponization of mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm. That you see all the time.
Yeah.
They just released a bunch of GMO mosquitoes down in South America to help fight. What is that? Is it the I forget, but that birth defect disease when they carry the mosquitoes. I forget. It's escaping me. Anyway, they've been releasing genetically altered bugs already.
So they loaded these up with inherent disease and bacteria, viruses, and released these on the civilian population in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
This is admitted because this is all the documents that are released now because of the Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, just a little fun fact here. There's different classes for airspace over bases or just general air, but Class A airspace is 18,000 feet to 3.4 miles.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Jeez.
18,000 feet is probably
It's approximately, yeah.
Yeah, it is 3.4 miles, I bet you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's funny that they admit to releasing.
Well, this was documented. They had to release the documents.
I want to say that they just released another batch of mosquitoes. Not too long ago, they came out and said to track the spread of mosquito-borne diseases. There's folks, Google it. There is so much stuff on governments manipulating bugs to mess with us. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Another
The
account
West Nile.
was this was in 1968. They had 1,000 sheep killed with nerve agents.
That doesn't surprise me either.
And they also, well, if you're building weapons and you're testing them, throw a bunch of animals in there, see what happens.
Pigs and sheep and all that stuff, yeah.
They also shipped anthrax to other states in the U.S., test labs.
For scientific purposes.
Of course.
Insane.
And in 2016, okay, the news report on Ryan Harris. Now, he was the director of Dugway's West Desert Test Center. And now he says they're focusing on defensive and not offensive. So that's where, when you say
that's
that,
arguable because nuclear weapons are a defensive weapon because you kill everybody, they can't attack you, right?
Right.
So I watched the episode of UFO Hunters, and there was a couple witnesses here. There was a police officer that was outside the fence area. He seen a UFO. He shined his light at it, and it came over by him. And then all of a sudden, these two military jets flew, or he saw it take off, and then these two military jets came through pursuing it.
A police officer saw that?
This was a police officer.
And this was at the Dugway Proving Grounds?
Yes.
Yep.
Another eyewitness saw a laser, like a big laser beam. He said it was about the size of a car shooting to the sky, and this was stayed on for like 4 minutes. And then after a while, UFOs appeared around it.
like a beacon or calling card or something.
Yeah, summoning them.
I think it's more like they're concerned about our weapons.
Oh, they see something come up, and now they send the reconnaissance drones in to observe and take tests and stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? Yep.
And then another time he saw 2 jets flying side by side in formation, and then one just disappeared. You couldn't see any lights or nothing. So we're talking like invisibility technology.
Ultimate stealth technology.
Yep.
No kidding.
And that doesn't surprise me that, you got a secret base. You're going to be testing some of this stuff here. Another time he's seen a dust trail going, how when you're driving on a dusty road and you can see that trail kick up from a car.
Yeah, but no car.
This was going 70 miles an hour, no car. So,
wow.
Oh, that was just a tropical depression or whatever, wind anomaly or something. Right, swamp gas.
Or what do they call it, like a dust? What do they call dust
devils?
Dust
tornado.
Yeah, dust devils. I think they are called.
Now, here's an interesting video. This is supposedly at Dugway. That these orbs showed up.
More, dude. If I saw that in the sky, I don't even know how I'd react, but I would just know that's not a normal.
To me, this looks like an authentic video. So to me, the video is not even in question. It's whatever he's shooting is there.
It looks like some of the footage that comes out of Mexico with the volcanoes.
Yeah.
There's just a whole bunch of them.
So yeah, could they be testing this stuff, or could this be alien craft, looking at the site and concerned about what's going on? If they're doing a bunch of nuclear testing there, aliens don't appreciate that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that when you start doing nuclear testing, it seems that gets UFOs come around.
So let's go over to Tonopah Test Range. Now, this is actually...
Okay.
I might as well show that document first. This is actually officially documented as Area 52. Because there's...
Officially by whom? Oh!
Here's a document. And Tonopah Test Range, Area 52. They also
population.
have Area 54 up here, too.
Well, I'll be damned. I see there was a mailing address there.
You want to send him junk mail?
I was going to say, can we just write him a letter?
So, Tonopah Test Range, established in 1957. This is 70 miles northwest of Area 51, so it's pretty damn close when you think about it. Experimental craft, R&D of firing systems, nuclear weapon delivery systems, military training. It's actually owned by the Department of Energy.
Energy, I see that.
Interesting. So Rick Perry's got a little control on that one. And also Janet flights have been photographed at the runway there. Interesting.
Oh,
so you
more
got
Janet flights.
the 3 sacred bases, Area 51, Dugway Proving Ground, and now the Tonopah Test Range, all Janet flights. So you can have people living in,
anywhere.
Las Vegas is usually the typical one. Get on the plane, come in, even stay there for a week, do your work, and then come back on the weekend.
And that happens, even in just regular business, too. I had a relative who lived in New York City and was flown to... No, he lived in Dallas, Texas, and was flown to New York City every Monday morning, worked there for the week, and then back for a big communications company.
Really?
Yep.
That'd be kind of cool.
So did that paper that you just showed, Dan, that showed the official document Area 52, it said Area 54 as well. So you think 52, 53, and 54, they're all on this range? Because it says Tonopah Test Range.
I think, the way this works, this is right by Area 51, so you got the desert, and then they just section parts off. Like this is Area 51, 52, and then they just built on there, and that's the standard. I believe that's the standard name for that area before they came up with, Dreamland or whatever they come up with, or Tonopah Test Range.
Did you Google any of those names that show on there to see if you could find out anything about them?
Which one?
Ken Scheckter or David Madsen?
Ken Scheckter.
Scroll down right there.
Okay.
Right where your cursor is.
He
was submitted.
Can you remember how to spell that?
Schechter. Yeah, I can do that.
Scheckter.
Yeah, Scheckter. Scheckter.
SCHECHTER. That might be a popular name. I could put Area 52. This might be it here. It might have been a pilot.
Right?
Maybe pilot.
That certainly would seem as a candidate, right?
So the next thing would be to go question him.
He's dead, though,
he's
unfortunately.
dead.
Yeah, this is his obituary. We're looking at here, Dan. That's a little difficult. Anyway, so that might be a little bit something to extend the investigation into to see. But it would. It's a test range, right? So.
Yep. So
makes sense that a Navy pilot be involved there.
Yeah, let's look at a few of these. So we're already close up. Here's a nice picture of it.
There's your radar. Yeah.
It's a big radar.
So yeah.
Airdrops, gunfire, and explosive testing.
And then they actually have videos and shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, being a Navy pilot, maybe Ken was the guy that would fly and drop these different test munitions down.
It's in the middle of nowhere, for real.
But think about it. I'm kind of getting to my conclusion already, but we don't see this stuff from Area 51. Videos like this.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're pretty open about it.
So that's interesting because Joel's call that we just listened to, he said, oh, Area 51's a front for Area 52, but it's exactly to your point. They're being, although it's maybe not as mainstream, it seems like when you Google it, they're much more open about it. But again, maybe this is just the horse and pony show side of it where they're, oh, yeah, we test inert weapons and some defensive chemical stuff, but... And then they put out this video so people say, oh, that's it? Okay, well, that's kind of weird. But they move on without realizing what's really going on there.
Right. I think Area 51 is still the main place where they do everything. I mean, most of it's underground. You don't even see it.
I would like to know when this was built versus Area 51. I guess you can't always assume it's chronological that 51 was built first, but
I thought Dan mentioned it earlier, didn't he? Say in like
42, right?
That's when you want to know when
Tonopah
that
was Dugway was 1942. Yeah,
this one was built in 1957.
1957.
So yeah, I think let me do a quick
look
search
at where
on
it
Area
says
51.
his name, Kenneth Scheckter, Parallel Asset Management LLC. Business development, 34 years experience. Probably had money into Area 52.
I want to say Area 51 was way back to the 40s and stuff, because they had the Roswell crash and stuff.
And took the stuff up there.
So I'd still say that one was first.
Okay.
There was a chemical dump in the 1980s. A contractor dumped 1,000 pounds of urea. This is a de-icing agent at a pond. This caused the death of 61 horses in 1988. In 2007, they were concerned it was infiltrating the groundwater, so a whistleblower tried to get the EPA involved. It led to an inquiry with the Department of Interior, which also was connected to Senator Harry Reid. Interestingly enough, he's into the UFO thing.
Right.
So I'm just making that assumption right there, but that was just kind of interesting.
Oh, that's interesting, Dano, because if you think about it, Harry Reid's involvement with the odd and out of this world has been going on for a while. And if he's going to these like secret bases, he's got some inside info.
Right. Yeah, and he's definitely interested in getting it out.
Man, I would imagine there's so many bases. I mean, there's so much empty space in some of these states where, they just test them everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all the good stuff's probably down in Antarctica anyway.
And there's a lot of stuff, if you ever take the time and look on Google Earth and stuff, there's a lot of stuff that's blacked out.
There's actually where
they're letting us look at this.
So yeah, here's the base or the runway, but there's also they call it a man camp. This is 10 miles north of the airfield here. I thought it was pretty interesting. So I was like,
that's just what you can see.
I saw this listed and I was like, okay, if this is real, I should see some of this stuff. Sure enough, they got 50 dormitories, a bar, library, game room, weight room, Olympic-sized indoor pool, racquetball courts, 2-lane bowling alley, barbecue pad, ATM, athletic track, tennis courts, softball fields. Here's a softball track.
A couple of them.
Tennis.
Scroll into that closer, can you? How close can you get?
That's it right there.
Okay.
Notice how it's empty. There's nothing.
I was just going to say that. Where are the people and vehicles, man? Oh, there's some vehicles over there.
Cars up there, but like the entire place. It's almost like they took this satellite photo. Because you know how Google Maps and Google Earth updates their photos and their log? It seems like they just took this picture and kept it like that.
Boy, zoom into that parking lot for me, Dano, just for giggles. Like, what's that?
It looks like a trash pile, if you ask me.
Right in the middle of the parking lot? Or at the end of the... I mean, are all those junked out vehicles they use for testing, maybe?
That's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I'll get to their...
Yeah, don't they fly in? Didn't you say they fly in every day?
Yes.
Yeah.
They got official websites. So Tonopah Test Range... I actually have a website, can learn a little bit about it. Explosive storage, classified storage, access. So you got to be a natural born citizen.
So they're offering tours of it.
See, that's what's interesting.
Did you see it says there's no immediate emergency care for those people?
My thing is, we do not see stuff like this at Area 51 this close. So I'm willing to bet that they just have, this is the regular testing of bombs or whatever that's admitted. The Area 51 stuff is, even that's a little more advanced than this, but the real UFO alien stuff, that's at S4.
Right. So this is where they're doing their legitimate for public consumption testing.
Yeah, and they bring in
video
media
crews and offer tours, and this is our new bomb we're testing.
I would love to see something like this for Area 51, but we do not. And that just tells me that there's that extra super secrecy.
Oh, there's an old car they bombed. Oh, that's a pretty horse.
Oh, yeah. There's all the animals that they tested on.
Yeah, right. They're all mutated.
Also, the Dugway Proving Ground had their own website. Same thing here. They got it.
Does Area 51 have its own website? Did you check that?
I did.
No.
They do not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that kind of points that light right back to Area 51 as being... See, what I want to know is what about the areas we don't know about, man?
Well, I wanted to mention something about that, Pete. In my area, okay, I live basically Youngstown, Ohio, okay? But my sub-city is called Hubbard. And literally down the street, not even 5 miles, there's an abandoned Air Force base. And back in the day, don't know exactly what year, I could do some research on it, but this Air Force base, supposedly a UFO crashed, and they brought the craft and an alien or two back to this base. It's abandoned now. Yeah, but me and my brothers have gone into it, and there's this one back building, and it was just crazy. There was all these barrels that had the radioactive symbol on it, and there was just a gang of them all stacked on each other, all sealed, and they just sat there. But it was creepy, man.
So did you
crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
Did your what did you just put?
Crazy stuff, right?
Yeah. Is that me?
That's you.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's up. Oh, you're such an ass. That's awesome.
Hashtag bald guy sucks.
Bald guy. Oh, I can't wait for that. So, Sharid, did you make it into any of those buildings when you were out there or anything like that?
Yeah, were they guarded? Or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's actually, it's the weirdest thing. There's this one building. It has no windows, no doors anymore. It's like they just deteriorated, but it's a stone building, and it's either an octagon or decagon shaped building. Like it's round.
Weird.
And it has about a 10-foot ceiling. It almost looks like you could fit a UFO right in that thing. You know, the shape of a circular
right.
saucer. It's crazy, man. But it's abandoned. But they still have everything there. All their cameras are still up. All the buildings are still there. I mean, we walked through the whole thing. But the radioactive building with all the radioactive storage, that was something. It was really scary.
Did the cameras look like they were running?
No, I don't think they were.
So here's Dugway. They have a newcomer and visitor guide. I mean, they got, like I said, housing, accommodations. Family day.
They have a family day, yeah. What a horse and pony show. Come on.
Is that a Russian flag right there? What is that?
What's that?
Is that a Russian flag right there? What is that?
Yeah, what flag is that on the right there? That is interesting. That star and that crescent moon? Yeah. I don't know my flags well enough. I don't think it's Russian, is it?
It's not a flag, it's a piece of wood. But
it might just look like, yeah.
They're leaning on it for their guns.
Okay, hit pause. Dusty, again.
I wanted to do this. I wanted to do...
Who's going to be the stupid one tonight? Dusty, again. We know that. You could wreak some havoc with that.
I know, right? Box. It's awesome. So, yeah, there you go, folks. That's, in conclusion, Joel, I think Area 52 is not as secret as Area 51. Even if you Google pictures, there's a lot of pictures from the public access spot where you can actually see the base. It's not way back like Area 51 where you can't see anything.
Keep you miles away.
Yep.
And yep.
They do harass you if you get close. They'll threaten you, the security
like
a little bit.
Any military building, I'm sure.
Right, yep.
Well, we appreciate the tip, Joel. Yeah, call us back or drop something in the comments. Let us know if your pal thinks that we're way off base or if this is just what the government says is Area 52 and there's a real one out there.
Could there be a contractor working on a UFO-like thing there? Then they just leased a little part to work on it? Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Right. Maybe if there's something
keep it in
that
plain
we
sight,
missed.
hide it in plain sight,
Yeah.
right?
So with that being said, thank you ladies and gentlemen for watching. This has been Dan Hohlfeld on Talk is Cheap, joined by Pete Halbleib, Sharid Hall, and we'll be back next week. Actually, it'll be 2 weeks. We do these every other week. And I'm going to have a big special guest here on the show, so I'm looking forward to that.
Can't wait, Dano.
Can't wait.
See you guys later.